Hi, and welcome to KreatesKards video channel on YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how you can actually change the look of your ribbon. I'm going to be using the 5/8" satin ribbon from Stampin Up. And I'm just going to work with some small pieces for you today. You can of course do a larger version for your cards. This is using the sponge Dauber to give an all-over effect. This is using the sponge Dauber just to put like a scallop of colors. This technique here is actually using one of our Stampin' Up sponges and dabbing on the top. And this I used a regular stamp with our white craft ink. So I'm going to give you a little display of each one. For the three versions here, I'm going to use our Platinum Shimmer Paint, not mist, Shimmer Mist. You need to shake it really well. You can hear that there is like a little steel ball in there that helps get it mixed up well. When I do these first two, it's going to be really important to shake it so you get the paint into the lid. Okay, and then carefully open. I highly recommend wearing an apron or something just in case you get paint on you. I'm using a sponge Dauber, just going ahead and tapping it in the lid, and then just painting across the top. I'm using the black satin today because I felt it would show up the best in the video. I'm also, as you can see, you've got samples here that are the real red, and it's also the 5/8" satin ribbon from Stampin' Up. It comes in all different colors. They all should be, usable for this. And it's just a matter of getting it on the Dauber and then going across your ribbon. And I put it on and then just drag it. It dries fairly quickly, and then you would just put as much or as little as you want. This has got a little less than this does. So depending on the look you want and how intense you want this silver to be. Okay, so that's the first version. Now I'm going to get more ink on the lid. So again, I'm turning it upside down, lid on tight, shaking it up well, getting my piece of ribbon. And I'm going to use the sponge Dauber again, using it as the circle for the scallop look. And I'm just going through and dabbing it. And the Dauber's pretty easy to use as a spacer, so you can space these fairly evenly. If you want a deeper look, richer, more intense, you could pour a little bit of the paint right into the lid. This technique, you're going to have to shake the paint a couple of times to get enough for this technique, because you do definitely need more ink. More paint, it's actually paint, it's not ink, to get the coverage, because the Dauber doing it this way uses a lot more ink. And then you could either go down this way. I'm going to turn it so that you can see what I'm doing. You could leave it this way if you just wanted the scallops on one side. If you wanted to continue it, you just do the same thing going down. It's just a pretty way to add the silver, the platinum color. Be perfect for holiday cards or a special occasion that you wanted a little more silver. Okay. Now, as you can see, I didn't press as hard on this second side, so you don't have as distinctive a color. I wanted to show you a variation there. You normally do get some of the silver paint on your hands. It will wash right off. The next way we're going to do it is with the sponge. I'm going to show you, I'm hoping you can see. This one in the red is really thick and intense. This one's more speckled. Personally, I like the more speckled look. When you do this, just take a sponge that's dry. This one's stained. The stain won't come off in anything. Put it over the lid. Make sure you've got, put it over the opening. Make sure you have it fully covered, and then shake. You'll get quite a bit there, and then I would daub some of it off, okay? And then lightly, just very, very lightly, go over your ribbon. And you can fill in as much or as little as you want, but stamping it off, daubing it off first is a good idea. Okay, and then that one's done. Again, the sponge can be easily washed. Just a little hot water, warm water. Now this one is wet, so I'm going to lift it with the scissor, move it over. Let them air dry. They shouldn't take very long to dry. Okay, let me, I'm going to wipe this up just a little bit so that we don't pick it up on this other one that I'm going to do. Okay. This one we're going to actually use some craft ink with it, and this is to show that you can actually stamp images right onto your ribbons. Now this works whether you have the grosgrain ribbon or you have satin. With the grosgrain, the ink actually bleeds into the fibers more than it does with the satin. The satin, it seems to stay on top. I tried the grosgrain with our classic inks. It worked fine. This is our craft ink. It's Whisper White. You get ink on the stamp, and you stamp straight down and lift up. You might want to keep a finger on the ribbon, as it does have a tendency to stick to the craft ink. And stamp and lift up. You can move your stamp around if you'd like. It also, some of the image is going to stamp off on the grid paper. That's fine. And by doing this, I have a totally different look now to my ribbon. Okay. Now, because this is craft ink, it is going to take a little longer to dry. It does not dry as quickly as the classic inks do. Let me pick this one up because this one's dry. Okay, see the beautiful images there with the little hearts? I did it on the red. It's just a great way to have a different variety. So now you don't need to have plain ribbon. You can dress it up using our Shimmer Paints. Comes in 3 different colors. You can change it out with using craft ink or classic ink. If it's really dark ribbon, you'll probably want to use the craft ink because it'll give more of a pop. On lighter colored ribbon, like very vanilla, bashful blue, any of the lighter colors, absolutely could use some of the classic stamp pads. Thank you for watching my video today. If you'd like to see more, I do have more information on my blog, as well as there will be close-up pictures of these ribbons in the next few days. My blog is KreatesKards.blogspot.com. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator also, so if you need any Stampin' Up products, there is a link on my blog directly to my Stampin' Up website. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please leave comments here or on my blog. Thank you.